Yakshimaj, everyone. It's Dan from Atlas Lens Co. Happy Telecast Tuesday. I think I see everyone out there in the audience. Great to see all of you. No, I'm not in your living room. I'm inside Apple Vision Pro. So today's topic is Apple Vision Pro. Is it the future of cinematography or the future of cinema viewing? Or is it both? Or is it neither? Why don't you be the judge? So thanks everyone for joining me. We have fantastic technical production today from B, as always. Thank you so much, B. B, if everyone can see you out there, go ahead and flip the switcher. Everyone can see my view. So this is what I'm seeing through the Vision Pro headset. You can see it's like a first-person shooter, except high fives only, no shooting. So yeah, we're in the Vision Pro, and wow, what a wild experience. The way I like to put it is it's kind of like getting a sneak preview at the future today. So this may not be how things work forever in this new sort of augmented spatial virtual reality, whatever you want to call it. But it certainly is intriguing. And so also want to give a big shout out from last week to Oren Sofer, Gareth Edwards, James Klein, and of course Art Center College of Pasadena for hosting us. So the Art Center hosted a screening of The Creator, and we had a fantastic Q&A from Gareth, Oren, and James Klein, who was the production designer of the film. James is also an Art Center alum. So big thank you to everyone at Art Center, and thank you to the filmmakers for making this possible, and of course thank you to the studio for allowing us to show the film and have a really cool Q&A. So it was really a pleasure, and I actually filmed the Q&A portion in the Vision Pro headset, so we're going to make that Q&A available online so you can actually experience spatial video recorded through the Apple Vision Pro headset yourself. And anyone out there try the Vision Pro yet? If you have, drop a comment below. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Get down to an Apple store or find a friend that was crazy enough to jump out and get this thing. So, you know, one of the big things that I see people saying about the Vision Pro is that it's wildly expensive. But I think those of us in the cinematography community know that like $3,500 is right around what you're going to pay for a Sony FX3 or a A7S or Canon R5C or something like that. So it's really interesting to me to sort of have a combination of kind of a panoramic capture system camera integrated with a computer in the spatial computing world, where we can do a lot of the things that we do in sort of a normal iPad or Macintosh user interface. I could be, making Excel spreadsheets. I could be surfing the internet, or I could just be watching a film. And to me, one of the most fun things that I've done in this so far is just watch content with a massive 30-foot screen. So I could actually show everyone very briefly what that's like. And if you want to switch over to, so this is my point of view here. I'm going to open the user interface, and then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to open Safari, and then you can see my screen here, and I can look down. I can grab this, and then I can make the screen big. So I can go grab the corner and then stretch this thing out, and it's sort of aware of like how the interface is. It's aware of the space that we're in, so I can take this and then make the screen really huge. So let me see, move it there, and then I'll grab the corner and just stretch this thing out to be huge, and then I'll go up here to the top and I'll put in Siri, search Steezy Kane, A Trip to Amsterdam. I think I just have to enter it in the text bar here. So let me, there. Steezy Kane, A Trip to Amsterdam. Oh, there we go. So this is pretty amazing. And I just muted it so that we can, let me try to scrub through that. Yeah, go to the beginning there. So I'm actually able to like just look at and then isolate the controls. With my eyes. Isn't that a trip? It's really pretty wild.
So how are you controlling it right now?
I'm controlling it just by looking. So my eyes are looking at the user interface elements, and I can move with my fingers the timeline. And then I'm finding it kind of funny because it's like some of the user elements, like the eye, like the little play bar there, I have to look very specifically, like
So it's
yes.
still a little finicky.
It's a little finicky, but you know, considering it's really like that Minority Report interface. So you can see it's playing this big film in the environment that we're in here in Atlas, and it's like I'm standing watching the film. So big shout out to Isaiah Shepard, aka Steezy Kane, and our team who put the film together. It's really neat. Are you able to do picture in picture? Because I can kind of, you could see me in the space, and then I could look over and you could see this beautiful film called A Trip to Amsterdam. It's really funny to see sort of like, to have a big browser window playing a film in the space you're in is just like nuts. So I can pick it up and move it. I can place it up against that wall. And then, there we go. Boom.
There we go.
So it's like having like a 20-foot screen in my space that I could just look at. And the best way I describe it is that wearing this thing is a trip. It's like a trip into another universe. So really fun to be able to watch films kind of in your environment. I'm kind of looking forward to taking it on an airplane and watching a movie. And I think this is really interesting and pertinent to the time that we're in, because you could see sort of a transition, and you know, the reason I always talk about this, the reason that we make anamorphic lenses now is different than the reason that anamorphic lenses were created in the 1950s. It's sort of, they were created before that, but the reason they came to popularity in the 1950s is that people had stopped going out to the movie theater and wanted to watch television at home. And so the studios and the theater chains were like, what can we do to get people to go to the movies and go experience this, you know, immersive experience that's a movie. And in a way, this is an inversion of that paradigm, because now we have an immersive experience that kind of lives on our face with systems like this, augmented reality headset systems. And so it's really fascinating to see the way that art and science and technology interact and correlate with each other, because panoramic anamorphic movies were created to get people to go back into the movie theater, to leave their home for an experience that they could have nowhere else. And that really worked. Like, people went back to the movies, and then many of the movies that I grew up loving were filmed in that anamorphic format. And so we just have to remember that the containers or the formats that we film in are just a vessel for our creativity, a vessel for our artistry, and then a vessel from which to drink inspiration and, you know, take inspiration from past filmmakers. And so that can take many shapes and forms. It could be big, it could be small, but it's really nice to have not only a historical context and relationship with the films and the processes and technologies of the past, but also the possibilities of containing new types of venue and new types of content, but also paying homage and celebrating all of humanity's past achievements as artists and technicians and engineers. And I think that's really what Atlas is about, is, you know, appreciating and being able to connect the relationship of the past and the future of cinematography and the creative and technical experience all in one. So I really feel fortunate to be born in this time and to get my hands on not only the fantastic anamorphic lenses of the past, the knowledge of our forebears in cinematography, and, you know, the culmination of art history from even ancient cave people up until now, and then to be able to play a role in bringing forth the best creativity and best ingenuity of our time and bridge that to the future. So it's a really special time. And I mean, it's just really fun to be able to stand here and see Isaiah on a giant screen in the space with me, looking at me right now. And there's danger to it too, you know, to be so intermeshed in a world that's not quite reality. It's surreal. So the best way I'd describe the way that my point of view looks in here is kind of like a ride film. So to me, it looks like watching a 70 millimeter IMAX film in real time. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever been on Star Tours at Disneyland, which was a formative experience for me. I'm a huge Star Tours fan, huge George Lucas fan, and Steven Spielberg. And, or Soarin', which is another like ride experience at Disney California Adventure, where you're taken into a immersive dome on kind of a suspended robot arm. Really fantastic. I'd recommend both of those experiences. But in a way, the viewport that I'm looking through feels like those 70 millimeter films. So it's not quite reality, but I'm able to interact with it in real time. I'm able to, you know, play ping pong. So we could make a nice first person view of me playing ping pong, or me doing some kung fu moves here, you know, getting into some jujitsu or something. So I'm really excited to do some, you know, matrix martial arts with this thing on and see what I can learn, see what my training can bring forth. But I'd really recommend everybody give this a try, even if you don't plan on buying one. It's really neat, and I think it's a glimpse into the future, or one possible future. So be on the lookout, because we're going to have the release of the spatial video interview with Gareth Edwards, Warren Sofer, and James Klein, and that should be available from our website pretty soon. And then I'm going to try to do another interview tonight. We're so fortunate, thanks to the hard work of Miette and Josh on our team. We're going to be doing a screening of Bottoms with some of the filmmakers and stars. So big shout out to Miette, Josh, American Cinematheque, and the cast and crew of Bottoms, which was filmed on Atlas. Cinematographer Maria Rusci. So excited to see that film and experience it with an audience, and be a part of the Q&A. So I'll be in the front row, and you will have a chance to be in the front row experience if you download our Vision Pro spatial video interview portion. So be on the lookout. Check our social media. If you're in the LA area and you didn't get tickets, there is a standby line that will be available, and I hope to see you there. So if anybody has any questions or comments about Vision Pro, about this capture system and this viewing system, that's one of the most interesting things. I think it's a combination of both a camera package and a theater package that you can wear on your face. So kind of a new product category that just doesn't really exist. It's like an Insta360 camera combined with a Meta headset, with some benefits and some drawbacks. But it's certainly fascinating. Yeah, with a MacBook hacked in too, of course, so I can check my email. and do
Just a question.
spreadsheets.
I'm interested in learning how to use your anamorphic lenses to create stereoscopic video for Vision Pro.
Well, thank you so much for that question about using uh, anamorphic lenses from Atlas to create stereoscopic Vision Pro content. I can't say who, but I do know that there is someone who's actually used some Atlas Mercury lenses with a stereoscopic rig to shoot some Vision Pro content. I can't name that information yet, but from what I understand, that particular application is not too dissimilar from standard stereoscopic content creation using a beam splitter rig, from something like Reality Technica or, one of those other beam splitter rigs. But personally, I'm in a way more interested on a personal level, even though I love our lenses, I love traditional cinematography. I'm kind of excited about spatial cinematography with a multi-camera array, and then emulating our lenses through software. So creating basically like a software layer that emulates an Atlas lens with actual ray tracing. So if you're at OpenAI, part of the Sora program, or you're someone in Blender or any of the 3D software companies, reach out. I'd love to get in touch with you about simulating our lenses and doing ray tracing and empowering that through some AI backend. Everybody's really worried about AI right now. I think AI is just another tool in the toolkit, and we can do traditional cinematography, but use AI tools to enhance it, just like we use After Effects or any other software that people are using, whether it's Fusion or going far back as like Mocha or Nuke or any of those software packages for transforming traditional cinematography footage. I think that we're at the precipice of something really interesting where we can create sort of hybrid workflows where we're using spatial capture, traditional cinematography tools, and then an advanced rendering engine powered by some of the possibilities of AI to make really exciting content. So we're in a bit of a bearish time right now where everybody's like holding back and like we're not going to make more content. We're going to kind of stay a little bit, but I think that we're about to see a running of the bulls in the next 2 years with a lot more cinematography and a lot more content creation, and getting people back to work and using traditional tools and new tools to make really exciting and engaging stuff for people to enjoy and enjoy that creativity. So hopefully that was not too roundabout of a way of answering that question, but certainly it has been done to use our lenses in stereoscopic rigs. Shout out reach out to us if you've done any stereoscopic content with Atlas anamorphic lenses. Stereo is really difficult to do with lenses that are not super precisely calibrated, but one of the great things about an Atlas lens is that we do take pride in the craftsmanship that makes our lenses possible, and so you're going to see really good quality when you do set up one of those stereo rigs with our lenses. Any other questions or comments from anyone out there? Otherwise, I'm going to get myself out of the headset and back into the real world. But happy to hear any questions, comments, or shout outs. Again, big shout out to Steezy Kane. Big shout out to Aldis for helping put that film together. Shout out Max Zimmer. Shout out everyone in Amsterdam who helped make that film possible. And go on our YouTube to find the trailer. It's called A Trip to Amsterdam. And you can see the full-length film clicking through that trailer to the Steezy Kane channel.
How have you been using the Vision Pro day-to-day so far?
So the question coming in is, how have I been using the Vision Pro day-to-day so far? I'll be very direct and straight up. I only typically spend maybe about 15 to 20 minutes, if that, a day in the Vision Pro space, other than the interview that we did last week at the creator screening, simply because I have a lot of other stuff going on, and it's fun to wear a ski mask around and be goofy with people and play with these windows and experiment with content creation, but it's not my preferred way of sitting and doing all the other things I have to do. A lot of the work I do is directly interacting with people one-on-one here at the Atlas facilities. And I think this is another interesting tool, so that when we do things like virtual demos, which you can sign up for if you want to experience our lenses through a live stream, we could actually put the Vision Pro headset on and walk around. So if you could switch to the Vision for a second, I could actually give you an idea of what that looks like. So when I let people experience the lenses, and you're giving us remote direction from afar about what you want to see us do with the lens, you can actually give me guidance, or whoever's wearing the headset, guidance on what you want to see us do for those remote directing sessions, and then see a feed from the Vision Pro, so you could actually see not only what the professional cinematography camera is seeing, but what a person on the set would be seeing. Sort of like a remote avatar. Shout out Alessandro from Ready Rig, if you know what I'm thinking. Love you, buddy. Hope you're having a great time out there at BSC Expo. And yeah, it's really interesting. It's really an interesting way of having sort of a virtual experience that carries through and just gives a unique point of view that's first person. And I think I'm really excited to do virtual demos with this on. But I don't use it for things like Excel spreadsheets, even though you could. And I do spend a lot of my time in Excel doing stuff with the supply chain, making sure that everybody's on point and that we're all doing the same thing. And but it is fun, and I think, like, as a entertainment venue, it's a great opportunity to have a place to go for some kind of like uptime, downtime. But yeah, I typically only spend maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. It took me a week after I actually got the Vision Pro headset to actually use it, because I just had such a backlog of work to work through that I couldn't even open the box. So as things kind of wind through the year, I'll probably get more time with it. And if you're in the Los Angeles area, come down on a Wednesday for Wednesday Lens Day, and we can give you a hands-on experience with the Vision Pro. And I look forward to creating a Atlas lens simulator app that you could actually simulate a Vision Pro, simulate an Atlas lens through the Vision Pro, so you get anamorphic vision. That'd be fun, right? Any other questions, comments? Otherwise, I'm gonna bugger off. I mean, I think the worst part about it, if I was gonna be very critical, is like the way that they made this heads-up eye thing seemed a lot cooler when they announced the Vision Pro over 6 months ago, and I was like, that's really wild. It might be cool. And then you see it in real life, and you're like, that looks like a Nintendo DS screen, and it's a little bit underwhelming and kind of corny. So if they just took that lenticular film off the display, I feel like it probably would have been a lot better. And I don't know. I think that lenticular film that they have over the internal display is unnecessary. It's like, just adds a layer of corniness that makes it seem even less realistic. But still, I think there's a chance to do some kind of like Halloween costume eyeball app that we can, become a minion or something. So let's have fun with it. That's what life's about: having fun, learning, sharing experiences, and growing. All right, well, hope to see you at the bottom screening tonight. If not, I hope to see you at Wednesday Lens Day every Wednesday. And if not this Wednesday, see you next Wednesday. And tune in every Tuesday for Atlas Telecast Tuesdays. Thank you so much, B. B, if you can cut to yourself. And then I'll just give a quick walkthrough so you could also see the space before I sign off. This is our demo space at Atlas. So here's the amazing B running the stream. I'll walk over and say hi to Miette. Hi, Miette. Here's our offices. You can see my giant sneaky game screen over here. This is some of our other demo space stuff. There's our demo prep bay, the prep desk, couch, lounge. So every Wednesday, come on through, have a Kaleido coffee. Here's my office, the Atlas Anamorphic History Museum. Here's Forrest and I. We made a little photo booth photo in anamorphic with a Orion series lens. And you can see our filming in progress sign here. And then here's part of the Atlas Anamorphic History Museum. So you can see the history of anamorphic cinematography. Maybe you can't hear me because the mic is not on my lapel. But next time.
Hey Dan, you're not
Yeah.
mic'd over there.
I realized afterwards, so.
Just doing my best, but
Yeah, no, thank you. So, one of the things I have to do is like get a little smarter because I forgot that I'm not on a lav just walking around willy nilly through the building. And we're on a boom. So, you could see the boom up here. I walked away from the boom so you couldn't hear me. But that is what Kaizen is: ongoing process of improvement, learning, growing, doing better every time. I hope you all have a great week learning, doing better, and growing. And I hope to see you over here at Atlas for Lens Day Wednesday soon. Cheers. What's up, man?